us. Three Count Nation.
How's it going? It is I, KT.
And it is me, Jonald Penn. We got Fry in the background. He may contribute or not.
Right, I'm just loitering.
It is
Loitering
what it is.
away.
So yeah, today we bring you a very interesting episode. We're going to be talking about tag teams. Because there are a lot of good tag teams. And I don't think they get enough appreciation. So KT and I will be discussing who we believe are the best from the past and the best in the present.
Yeah, I think for tag teams, not necessarily in WWE. I think everywhere else they're appreciated. I feel like I go to a lot of indie shows, and we just watched a couple of things here, chilling earlier, just where tag teams were the focal point of the matches, and they were fun matches. I think they serve a purpose within any promotion, just kind of either telling a story or laying the groundwork for up and coming wrestlers. And and when really good tag teams kind of form, it's a really good time just to watch them do like tag team moves and things of that nature. I mean, we saw in that 40-man battle royale, the Lucha Brothers. It wasn't even a tag team match, and they were still doing some of their own tag team moves in the battle royal. It's fun when you can like just watch a tag team in the middle of like a match like that, just kind of get off and have fun. But yeah, we'll start in the past.
Yeah, man. Let's kick it off. So, are we gonna do 1-1-1-1-1?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna start off with my probably just a no-brainer. I'm gonna go with the Mega Powers. Like, let's just be real. It was a year long. This is like when WWE actually took time with their storytelling, and they actually put the focal point on the tag team. Like, how often does that happen?
Well, for back then, it didn't happen often. I think. See, that's such an interesting tag team duo because it was more so about getting to them wrestling each other.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't ever tag champions, if I recall, but they definitely had like bouts against guys who held the tag titles or like tag teams who were massive, like the Twin Towers and who else did they wrestle back then? I think actually that was mostly they were wrestling the Twin Towers when they were fighting Big Boss Man and Akeem the American Dream. I almost said the African Dream, but I just can't bring myself to say that anymore. It's too late for that. That's one man game.
Man.
But still, no, that was see, I'm kind of like hard pressed to call them truly. They had a cool name. They had an awesome handshake,
Bro. Like,
but that was literally
They were a team for a year.
They were
a tag team.
They were a tag
They had
team.
a name.
I guess
they had matching gear.
I guess they're
just because you win championships don't mean you're not a tag team.
That's true. No, I think I guess I'm just thinking in terms of like, yeah, it was a one-time thing, and it was fleeting. But for that year, it was a hell of a ride.
Yep.
So I can't front. I definitely wouldn't have put them in top 5. It's two of the greatest. That's two of the greatest of all time. But whenever I think of tag teams, I think of like how they became a tag team and then they blew up.
Mm-hmm.
But like for Hogan and Macho Man, they were already like the big fucking deal.
That's what made it so much greater, in my opinion.
I mean, I can see that. I definitely can see that. But no, I mean, I can't really argue it. It's just such there are so many tag teams, and I would not have thought the Mega Powers would be like a top 5. But I mean, honorable mention, that's for sure.
When would you ever hear me put Hogan in the top 5?
That's another thing. Just basically, that's also pretty interesting to hear you say that. So that's what threw me off.
It was important. That team was important for the company.
There is no doubt that the place like that entire storyline. I mean, you can go on the network and it's highlighted.
Yeah.
Everybody of wrestling podcasts or wrestling YouTube has done a retrospective on the Mega Powers. So, who the fuck am I to be like, oh no, what the fuck is Mega Powers is the greatest tag team? No, they may not have fought like during the era where some of the like tag teams besides the Twin Towers, they weren't taking on the Legion of Doom But you know, it's whatever.
Oh, that would have been a great match, though. I
Oh yeah.
Try to stunt. That would have been a dope match.
Yeah.
So who you got? Who you got for your?
The Steiner brothers. They aren't number one, cause like the next group I say they're like 1 and 1A, so they're like the same level. But they were one of the first tag teams that I just kind of remember when I first started watching wrestling, and Rick Steiner is just as swole as a house, but he can do that Hurricane Rana, and it's just like like he's swole as ever, but he's still getting like that crazy air to do that Hurricane Rana, and then Rick Steiner too. I mean, they're just two just big badasses and just beat
two
the
big
shit.
brawling agile motherfuckers.
Beat the shit out of dudes, and like, they were definitely tag team champions. They both went on to be singles competitors and singles champions, but the Steiner brothers they were some badasses. I mean, Scott Steiner, huh?
You said Rick was a singles
champion?
champion?
Rick won a U.S. title.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
That was during his feud with Chucky.
The doll?
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a stupid.
You're talking about WCW, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. but I mean, the Steiner brothers are there. I mean, when they stepped into the ring, you knew that like
it was business.
It was all business, and somebody's gonna get their ass whooped. Those matches were always just not hardcore, but just hard hitting from bell to bell. So Steiner brothers are definitely one of my favorite tag teams.
So this next team for me is actually what got me into. Well, it was what was the team I would like when I got into watching wrestling. Again, it was Rated RKO.
That would be Edge and
Randy
Orton.
Yeah,
you
man.
Fucking Mark. Of course, Of course, you get Randy Orton on the tag team list. You're just gonna put him everywhere,
bro. But you're not gonna sit here and say Rated RKO was not one of you.
No, they weren't.
Wow.
There are so many other teams that were better than them. Wow. Are you kidding me? Like, okay, so yeah, the pedigree, but I'm not gonna just like say that shit and not give a reason why I have an opinion about that, because your opinion's not wrong, but it's just when it comes to Randy Orton and Edge, yes, they have the pedigrees. Of course, they're like two of the greatest champions of all time, and Randy Orton comes from like blah 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 wrestling 3rd generation whatever, but you can't tell me Edge and Christian is not as good, if not greater, than
Wow. Well, who's to say they weren't?
Well, you but how could you mention RKO?
I still have 3 other entries, bro. I still got 3 other, like, and you may mention them as well. You know what I mean? So I had like placeholders just in case I think a team will be listed. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm just telling the cautionary tale.
Give them an extra spot.
Just in case you don't, like, if you can't think of one. You know what I mean?
I've got.
But no, Edge and Christian are up there, but, like, I'm not going to spoil my list. So, what's your second?
I mean, I can't think of a Rated RKO tag match that was like, damn. That's a match that Dude, that was a DX past his prime with HBK and Triple H. When Triple H was just kind of taking a breather before he turned it back on and became badass Triple H again. Like, that era of DX was so weird because it was like they're both, like, middle-aged dads, but still trying to get over the fact that they're DX badasses. And it's like, I just didn't care. And so, like, the feud they had with Rated RKO, I didn't care for either. And Rated RKO didn't last much longer because Edge got hurt, if I'm not mistaken. So
No. He didn't get hurt. He got sent to SmackDown. He moved to SmackDown.
Oh, I thought that was when he got hurt for a while. Was gone from because when he was back injured.
That was Jericho.
Okay. Yes, that was with Jericho because he came back for that's right.
The Rumble.
He came back for the Rumble. Yeah. So I guess. That was such an interesting tag team to pull out.
And their opening music. Their music was like the bee's knees. Like,
Okay,
one
yes,
of my all
I
time
do remember the intro.
one
Yes.
of my all time favorite intro songs for.
I mean, because it was a nice little crossover that I mean, so I can't
Yeah.
front that. So I do remember that. I remember that more so than them being a tag team with their entrance. It's true. I mean, when Jim Johnson gets a theme and he mixes it, it's pretty dope.
Man, they better put that man in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, that's no doubt he's gonna be in there. I guess I know the next my favorite tag team is Harlem Heat. Harlem Heat. Yes. Booker T, Stevie Ray. Booker T was definitely the workhorse, the better wrestler of the two. But Stevie Ray just talked that shit. That's all he had to do. Just stand there and just look big.
He
look
was the
big and talk shit.
He was the Brolic person.
Yeah, I mean, multiple time tag team champions. I feel like they kind of went under the radar, mostly because in WCW there were a lot more tag teams, including the Steiner Brothers, and then whatever NWO was running out there, and then whatever the Four Horsemen had going, and then everything else. In an age where not many tag teams were kind of molded like Harlem Heat, they were cool as hell. They were one of the first tag teams that I just remember always rooting for. Even when they were heels, even when they had Sherry Martel, like they were just the coolest things to me. So
the music was dope too.
Oh yeah, they're also another entrance that was fire forever.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, thank you. So I mean, yeah, I think a dream match I would have been seeing Harlem Heat face the Dudley Boys. That would have been kind of cool. Yeah, but that's my third.
Okay,
right? Is that my third? No, that's two.
That's
right?
your fourth. That's number 4 or number 2.
Yeah, two and two. So what's your third?
So number 3 for me, The Outsiders.
Scott Hall, Kevin Nash.
Like, and I really want to say, I want to do like them and DX with the OG DX, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, just because of the impact that they had in the industry.
So 3 and 4, or wait,
yeah, I'll do it like that because
Okay.
they share the same exact purpose. You know what I mean?
Okay,
So
that's interesting. I mean, the Outsiders, they were tag champions for a while, but you can't. I just can't remember a solid tag team match they had. I think that was one of the funniest things because I always remember the Outsiders being the tag champions.
but I don't remember the match.
But I can never tell you how the matches
right?
went. Like, it's weird. Like, I can remember Scott Hall and Kevin Nash single matches in WCW, but I can't tell you. I know the one time they did wrestle the Steiner brothers ended up being Scott turning on Rick. So that was I think that's the one match I remember. But like that was shenanigans and chicanery. So yeah, interesting. Number 3 for me, the aforementioned Dudley Boys. I mean, watching them in ECW and then watching them go to WWE and still be just as hardcore, but also just as fun. Like they were a lot more fun to watch in WWE, right? But the thing about them in ECW is that they were just badasses. Like,
Yeah.
They just beat the shit out of people and beat the shit out of fans and talk shit to everybody, and everybody got a 3D. It didn't matter. Like the original Dudley Boys gimmick in ECW with like the entire family of Dudleys is still one of the coolest damn things in professional wrestling to me, and it translated still to the WWE when they had even Spike Dudley come up and they still had the Dudley family. So I mean, people still chant "Take We Want Tables," and that's mostly because of the Dudley Boys. So. Yeah, Bubba Ray and Devon, dude, they are legit. And some of the tag matches they had with the Eliminators, the stuff they did with Sabu and Rob Van Dam, any ECW match with the Dudley Boys, you should go out of your way to seek it out if you haven't already seen any of them. They're hard hitting and fun to watch. Oh, and then my fourth, the Hardy Boys, obviously, right? If I didn't have them on my list would be invalid. I think the Hardy Boys were also another tag team where I was young, where like I watched them grow into being the Hardy Boys, and they are still wrestling today and still just as fun to watch. It's been interesting to see the different sides and different characters the Hardys have become.
Yeah.
In like what 2 decades of
Right.
watching the Hardys wrestle. Out of all the tag teams, I think that I'll mention, I think they're the ones that amaze me that they're still wrestling just because of the stuff that they did, as opposed to everybody else that we've already kind of talked about. Like their career, a lot of folks' careers were cut short. I think besides Booker T, who could probably still wrestle, I think Randy Orton is who is still wrestling. I think the Hardys are the only ones we've also talked on this list who are still wrestling. I think you mentioned like Triple H, but I don't. I think Trips is done.
Yeah.
I think he's power student it and doing all his NXT stuff. So the fact that the Hardy Boys are, first of all,
Still
the past top 5 of the past and still wrestling currently on Raw and SmackDown says something to their longevity and just ability to still market themselves.
And they're the ones that have been through the most shit.
And Jeff has actually done more of the hardcore shit than
That's what I'm
Matt.
saying.
Yeah, and the fact that that Jeff is still wrestling the way he is,
Right.
is astounding. Yeah, drugs, dude, man. Sometimes you just gotta let yourself do them so you can so your body can heal.
Drugs.
Drugs. The magic of them. Cause you know what? I think that's the weird thing about sidebar about Jeff Hardy and drugs. I think he just smokes pot. I think that's been only, but the way WWE likes to, demons. He's got his demons. Like that nigga just smokes some weed. Like let him. Like and now correct me if I'm wrong. Like has it like besides like when he showed up at that TNA match, just fucking wrecked. Like have we heard any other drugs besides?
Well, he had the DUI.
I don't mean the alcohol stuff.
Yeah,
but see, any drug I've heard has always been either marijuana, right?
Or painkillers.
Painkillers. Yeah. So like, I think Jeff kind of understands
like,
that the shit he puts his body through, you
gotta smoke, man.
Yeah, honestly, you gotta yes, like fucking smoke some weed, dude. If I would be concerned about him doing drugs if it was like opiates or something really bad, but everything I've read, and once again, we're all just reading a dirt sheet. Like we don't know from the like it's just weed, right? It's weed.
And like
besides what he's been popped for and tested positive for, it's just pot.
And we don't even know what levels of anxiety he has, so opioids may actually be helpful for him. You know what I mean? Like shit, we don't know.
Yeah, I think that the way wrestling frames folks with some type of like drug problems and it's a demon, you always assume it's the worst of the worst. When at times it's like some weed. But that was my 4th, right?
Yeah.
So 5. Who's your?
Right. Real quick though, before we announce who we believe our past tag teams were, rest in peace to the 3 that we've lost. Brian Christopher, Adluck, Brown, and
Nikolai Volkov.
So R.I.P. prayers and stuff to the fam. So yeah.
All right then, give us your 5th.
All right, Edge and Christian. Yep, they are the epitome of how my friendships are. What I like to do, which is do stupid selfies, do stupid stuff, dress up weird, dress weird, wear weird glasses, flash photography, but please hold the flash. Like I do poses. Like they are what in my opinion, what I am. So
I think out of everybody on this list, who gave their body, like Edge and Christian gave their bodies to the business to be on this list. I think that we talk about Matt and Jeff Hardy still being around and still being at the top of their game. Imagine where Edge and Christian would be just in terms of like where they'd be anywhere if they were to have been able to stay as healthy as the Hardys did. Because they were really good, so much fun to watch.
Yeah,
as Edge and Christian, as just Edge, as the radar superstar, as Captain Charisma. I mean, they they had it all. They were fun to watch. They were funny on the mic. Just charisma for days. And I think if tag teams had kind of continued to peak up into the 2000s and beyond, I think that they would be the greatest. I think that they probably would hold the record for most tag team.
Don't they?
Do they? I don't think they do. We'll have to look that up.
It's either them or the Hardys. No, it's one of those three.
It's one of the three of those guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, Edge and Christian. It would be like the Hardys. It would be hard for me to not put them on the list. But I also have to mention that like Legion of Doom was my fifth. And it was hard because I wanted to put Edge and Christian up there too. But when you talk about like just hard hitting wrestling, like the Steiner Brothers, the Legion of Doom were doing it for them, and just they're just like wild promos and just like their gruff, just Chicago accents. It was just fun to watch them beat people up. They were definitely a different type of tag team. In the era where tag teams were either like the cute guys like your rockers or your Midnight Express, all that good stuff. Like these dudes just like rough and tumble, just beat you up and beat you down.
And their finisher was still possibly one of the best
the
ever.
Doomsday Device that always looked so gnarly after it went down. Like I just But no, always fun to watch. Always fun to watch. All right, so that was our past tag teams. We did top 3 of the current. So who? Well, I'll start actually. Who? See? Who? Yeah. To one of mine is New Day, obviously. Yeah. They hold the record for they're the longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history. And for a very good reason. I think the funniest part was that they were heel for a long time at first, and then they just were so good at being heel that they just became baby faces. And just like I have a couple of Booty-O shirts. I'm definitely gonna get more. I have my New Day 3-pack pops. That's the thing. If I'm a fan of you, I'm gonna buy every single piece of merchandise I can possibly get my hands on because I enjoy what you do in the ring, and that's what the New Day does for me. Like I am always excited about anything they do. So I'm still hoping for a New Day title run with just a singles title, no free wear at that. I think that would be absurd if they do it. But
they need to do it.
I would love that. But yeah, who you got for currently?
Well, that was gonna be New Day for me. So
nice.
I'm gonna go Usos.
I also have the Usos on my list. No, that's a good one.
No, because I was like, it's probably gonna be on his list too, but whatever. So I got the Usos because, like, seriously, without each other, they wouldn't be as good as they are currently.
Well, and think about this: where would the tag team division be without the Usos? I think they have been like the survivors of Vince McMahon's just hatred of tag teams. Like, they went from being the colorful
John Cena tag team.
Basically to like the Uso Penitentiary, which I think works out. I mean, letting them just be themselves, just turned up to 10, has been like the best plan ever. Because it's so funny. I mean, I haven't fully watched any of those Divas episodes, but whenever I see Jimmy or Jay on there, they're hilarious. And then and I was thinking this was before they started doing the Uso Penitentiary gimmick. They were still just kind of doing having the fun Jimmy Jay Uso stuff, and it was like, show me the Jimmy and Jay from the Divas stuff from the show, and like let's see those guys, because I mean just the fun sugary Jimmy and Jay stuff. I don't think that was gonna. I think they even were getting tired of it. I think that they knew they had to do something different, and I'm glad that they did, because the match they had with the Bar here on SmackDown a couple of days ago was just as good.
Yeah.
It was really good. So no, I definitely think that they've been carrying the banner for tag team wrestling, um, in WWE. And it's funny because while we say the New Day was like both of our number one, if it wasn't for the Usos, how much would we really have enjoyed the New Day's
Right? They
success?
probably would have
Because
broke them up.
no, yeah, honestly, yeah. I mean, it's weird to think about that because they put on like those two groups of dudes have put on so many really good tag team matches, like the cages, non-disqualification.
Yep.
I mean, even the squash, even when they got squashed by the Legend Brothers at WrestleMania, like you went into that, initially you go into that match thinking that okay, this is gonna be crazy because you've seen how wild the matches get. But that's just the power of them getting over the Legend Brothers, like how big they were supposed to be, or that. I'm still not completely sold on the Bludgeon Brothers, but it's
their intro to the title scene was just amazing anyway, though, because they interrupted an A1 Uso New Day match.
Yeah.
And like it was gonna be another classic, and then the Bludgeon Brothers came and just mopped him.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was so good. Like the
definitely.
Usos and New Day are in tandem with each other on in my opinion, current tag team greatness.
I think that if they want to really make the tag team division shine, which is what SmackDown has been really good at doing, is making newer other guys shine. The Bar won against the Usos, but that match was not disappointing because the Usos lost. That was just a good match, and that was because. And the Bar is great too. It's Sheamus and Cesaro, and those are two cats who you can go blow for blow with anybody. In WWE. But if we're talking tag teams, the Usos still have that time on them in terms of being a team,
and brothers.
Yeah, of course that's always going to be giving them a one up. But the match was still that much more intriguing and fun because the Usos know how to get a good tag match out of basically anybody.
And similar to what we said about the New Day of being heels. When the Usos first appeared doing the whole Uso penitentiary thing, they were heels, and now they're over like faces now.
Yeah,
it's wild.
It's wild.
And they never even did an actual good guy turn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just their in-ring ability is just that damn captivating.
Yep.
And it's A1.
Yep.
So who you got for number 2?
It's funny. I would also say 1A to New Day's 1. The Young Bucks. How did I not have the Young Bucks as my favorite tag team? As much as I rep their T-shirts, I got my Young Bucks pops a couple days ago, so now I have.
Wait, Young Bucks are number 1?
They would be 1A.
Oh, so the next team you're
gonna.
Okay.
Yeah. New Day is still number 1, but Matt and Nick Jackson, man. If it wasn't for Ricochet and the Young Bucks, I probably would not have gotten into New Japan. I'm day a million into the G1 climax, and I wouldn't be enjoying watching multiple days of wrestling if it wasn't for enjoying those tag matches that the Young Bucks was putting on in the junior division, and I've watched them enough that I've seen them grow to being heavyweights, and now they're heavyweight tag team champions, which is awesome. So inside the business, inside the ring. They are just so much fun to watch. We talk about spot monkeys and flippy shit. I always say the flippy shit. And the Young Bucks are the flippy shit, and I love it to death. I enjoy everything that they do. All the Bullet Club stuff has been tremendous. Being the Elite, I caught up. I binge watched almost 100 episodes of Being the Elite. Because I was behind. I watched some of them, but I needed to know everything. And it all makes sense now. All the stuff that's happening with the Bullet Club. If you watch Being the Elite, they've been
I read it.
Yeah, every wrestling angle that you're watching, be it in New Japan or even Ring of Honor or any or
TNA.
Not even just TNA too, but any promotion that the Young Bucks or anybody in Bullet Club just kind of shows up at. Hell, they did an angle with Joey Ryan in his LA Bar promotion with a Hangman. So their ability to just have fun and tell a good story, but also promote themselves. I think that's the best. I think that's why New Day and the Young Bucks are 1 and 1A is because they also know how to promote themselves. Like Xavier Woods with his channel is everywhere. I mean, Big E's Twitter is hilarious. I mean, and Kofi, I mean,
the GOAT.
Kofi's the GOAT, but also he has, like, his shoe game, like, even his shoe collection is wild. Like, they all have things that give people a reason to want to follow them or to know more about them. The Young Bucks are the same way. I mean, being the elite, just giving people a behind-the-scenes look at what it's like to be an independent wrestler. I mean, it's silly, and at times it's absolutely tongue-in-cheek, but it is one of the best things going on the internet. And the reason I also have so many Bullet Club shirts is because they're always selling that shit and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're good at your job and you're good at promoting yourself, it doesn't even come off as promoting yourself. It's just part of who you are. And when it comes to the New Day and the Young Bucks, I wouldn't even call it shilling. They're just being themselves. And so, by the way, you guys should support us. Here's how you can support us. It's like, well, hell, okay. I mean, you're entertaining me in so many ways. How could I not buy into you and buy into this? And I think more wrestlers are kind of trying to take cues from that. I don't think it's happening enough. I think too many people are trying to be a part of the elite instead of trying to do their own thing. I would love to see more wrestlers do their own, like, YouTube videos, or just, I mean, everything in wrestling has been copied a million times over. You can totally do your own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Like, we're currently in wrestling right now, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
like,
basically, we have even our little tiny podcast makes us a part of the wrestling genre. But, like, there are wrestlers who can absolutely benefit from doing what the Young Bucks have done and doing what Xavier Woods has done, and just, like, having your own YouTube thing.
Apollo Crews.
Something, like, just doing something to get your name out there and make yourself just kind of different from everybody else. Like, it's funny, like, so many wrestlers have gotten, like, so much recognition off of being the elite. I have become a bigger Flip Gordon fan because I've watched Being the Elite. I am sold on Hangman. Like, at first I was not the biggest Hangman Page fan.
Was it the birthday party that got you?
No, it was actually when he first started having the issues with Joey Ryan. Like, the whole Joey Ryan story with Hangman was hilarious. But also Hangman getting abducted by the WWE and being forced to watch WWE programming for a whole day was hilarious. I mean, we've just seen so many guys just kind of grow out of being the elite, and I think that other wrestlers can do it without using the Young Bucks as a platform. Yeah. I think that's why I really appreciate the Young Bucks is they've given other folks the ability to see this is how you can market yourself. Go forth and they set the precedent. Go forth and do it. Like, go forth and make yourself this big name, kid. You can do it. Like, this is the model. I mean, because that's the thing too. Like, having watched episode 1 of Being the Elite to what it is now, it was just Matt and Nick just on the road talking about what it's like being wrestlers on the road, and then it morphed and grew into something bigger, and it's taken on a life of its own. So now we're here. We have All In here almost less than a month away, right? So I mean, that's and All In. You can say it's a byproduct of being the elite.
All In is actually exactly 30 days from now.
I'm so excited for that.
So if you guys are listening, I still don't have a ticket into All In. So if you want, you can support me by just dropping like a little change to my Cash App. $ Jonald Penn.
Get this man a ticket.
Help me get to All In. Book Jonald for All In. I'm not gonna be like Flip Gordon. I'm gonna be All In.
Flip's gonna have a party in the parking lot before All In.
Man, they go.
I'm totally going.
They are going to have security escort that man away. Why? It's gonna be filmed.
They're gonna
all that.
No, it's actually a real thing. There's gonna be tickets on sale for it here later in a couple days.
Trust me.
I'm totally
it's
trying.
All the work, bro.
Oh man, I'm trying to get them. I'm trying to be like I'm already all in. I'm already there, but I'm trying to be at a pre-party with Flip. That's right. It's like we'll mourn Flip not being booked together. It's okay. Did you have a tag team present?
Yeah, number 1.
Okay.
The Revival.
FTR, baby. FTR. God, they are so underutilized. And it's so frustrating. Another group from. See, that's the thing about some of these NXT tag teams, like AOP and the Revival and Sanity. Like, they are so good, but here we are, waiting for them to really be like a part of the tag team scene. We're finally. I think it's happening now for the Revival. I mean, there's a reason you put them up there. We've seen glimpses of how great they can be. They just gotta stay healthy.
Yeah, that's it. Like
they just gotta stay healthy.
But in terms of sheer tag team development, work, in-ring play, psychology, and teamwork, they are the best.
No doubt. I would be hard pressed to kind of disagree with you. And it's funny. I was thinking like, who would my third be? And the Revival didn't come to me, even though I watched them wrestle a couple days ago, and I also watched AOP wrestle. And I think that like there are a lot of decent tag teams like AOP, like the Revival, like Heavy Machinery, Street Profits, even what era? What do we call them?
New Era.
The New Era. I mean, Mustache Mountain. Like, there are all these solid tag teams, but I feel like we get to enjoy them only so much. We got to really enjoy Revival, and then they came to the main roster, and then we're waiting. AOP were like just total ass kickers in NXT. They get to the main roster, just kind of Heavy Machinery. I really like those dudes. And I just keep waiting for them to get that break, and like they're just fun to watch. And then
they're just two big dudes that can work.
And then nothing. I mean, Street Profits. I have.
They're better on the mics than they are in the ring, which is like
you. I mean, you think that will help? I mean, that was.
It will help on the main roster. No, it will help on the main roster. Not NXT.
That's literally what got Enzo over. I mean, because Enzo wasn't any good on in the ring, even in NXT. Like his whole gimmick, his whole work, his whole spiel was just talking. They never won
gold in NXT though.
But they still tagged. They still wrestle. What I'm saying is that though they still wrestle consistently. I can't remember the last time.
I think one of them was hurt for a while. Which why they weren't.
Oh, Street Profits.
Yeah, which why they weren't.
That makes sense because I was like, I've been catching up on NXT, which is also why I've been thinking about Heavy Machinery because I've been watching them. And it's just like, man, they are so much fun to watch. And the little short dude who talks, he is so funny because he always kind of like holds his arms out like he's the Penguin, but then he like just has this really like silly voice. But he's also serious. But he's also talking about food all the time. It just makes me hungry, but it also makes me want to watch them beat people up. It's like it's just ridiculous. Like they just seem like dudes you can just sit and have a beer with, but also just like watch them fight people and you'd be cool with it. Like they're your boys. Like it's this Heavy Machinery. Just give them a ham and they'll be cool. Okay, like it's fine. But I think the WWE's cup runneth over with tag teams, and for some odd reason they get stupider and don't figure out how to use them, or in the case of NXT, they just tell better stories with some of the single stories right now, and they just don't have time to fully flesh out some tag teams, which is why I'm not too concerned about Heavy Machinery and some of the other tag teams right now, because they still have room to grow. But I just wanted to mention them, because they deserve to be mentioned as tag teams of the future, that I think we should still be kind of like looking at to see go forth and prosper. It was really hard to pick a third tag team, in all honesty. And not because I couldn't think of any names, but I mean, are you familiar with the Briscoes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't rock with them now.
I mean, I would put them up there. I mean, Motor City Machine Guns. I think they're done though. I think Alex Shelley's retiring.
Yeah, he retired.
So I mean, there are some teams. I mean, the Briscoes are consistent.
They're racist though, so.
Yeah. But they're the group that's really solid in the ring.
Oh no, they're great, and they're brothers as well, so it makes it even better.
Yeah, I mean and I don't watch enough TNA, but I definitely watched LAX, in their Slammiversary match, and I need to watch more LAX matches because
Yeah.
they're pretty damn good. But I couldn't put them on my list only because I haven't watched enough of their stuff. But the stuff I did watch and some of the highlights I watched is like, okay, LAX is legit. Lucha Brothers, I mean Ray, Phoenix, and Pentagon, but I enjoy them more so as singles than as a tag team.
I've got no input on that.
Yeah, they are.
I've only seen them as singles. I didn't even know they were brothers until you told me today.
Lucha Brothers, yeah, man. Like their stuff. I mean, that's. I mean, you only saw some of their stuff in that 40-man match. Like, why? Actually, if you actually get a chance to watch them tag together, it's some wild stuff. But also, when they wrestle each other, it's also pretty brutal.
No, that's what I've seen.
Yeah, and I think when you like, that's the thing too. When you watch them wrestle each other, it's like imagine that, but like them helping each other,
like in the Rumble,
like in
or whatever that was,
like in that 40-man Rumble we just watched. But yeah, once again, I just in terms of like the well, okay, I guess I would say the Bar.
I was surprised you didn't. To be perfectly honest,
because I don't want to give too much credit to the WWE. I mean, there are some really good tag teams in the Indies that I and also there's names I can't think of right now because I've only seen them a handful of times, but they've been a blast to watch.
I mean, we're going to do a retro for
names.
this.
Yeah, but I said I'm going to learn those names, because that's the other thing too. Watching tag matches, for like New Japan, Ring of Honor, and the rest of the other indies, like there are some interesting gimmicks and tag teams. So there's the N-Words, who are amazing just because their tag team name is the N-Words, and they have ring gear that has the N-Words, but it's the NWO, and it's great. There's the Carnies. Their gimmick is literally they're Carney folk, and they are also awesome. The besties in the world. They they actually have like Letterman's jackets with bees on it. And they come out to some song. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the song they come out to, but the entire building goes wild and everybody sings with them.
Wow.
Yeah, like there are some really cool tag teams like out on the indie scene that are.
One of my favorites before they broke them up was Naito and La Sombra.
Wow, you're going deep there, guy. That's old.
Hey man,
I just been like, Los Ingobernables, Cold Skull and Evil. They're a pretty dope tag. Actually, they are a pretty dope tag team. But I would not have thought about Naito as a tag team dude. Like
their matches.
I would have to look that up.
I watched like 4 matches with Naito and Andrade, and it was just like, dang. You know what I mean? Like, my mind was literally blown.
Yeah, I need to watch those matches because I've heard about Naito, his time in Mexico, but I actually haven't watched any of his time there. Yeah.
Remember when I was texting? I was like, Naito. That's all I said.
Yeah, that was.
I started off the binge on his stuff in Mexico.
Okay.
And then I got to New Japan, and then I realized he's a 2-time winner of the G1 Climax, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, no, I started watching New Japan right before Naito started Los Ingobernables. And so basically the whole story is that he just kept losing, so he started not caring. And so I just remember watching those matches where like Tanahashi just getting mad at him because he would just like roll out the ring and just like just lazily not care and walk away. I remember watching those matches and thinking like, man, this guy's a jerk. But he just come out in those sweet suits and just take his time.
Yeah.
And here he is, still today, doing the same damn thing. And just
Truly
cool.
tranquilo.
Truly living that tranquilo lifestyle. So yeah, I think that's.
We're good.
We're good on our tag teams.
Yeah.
Final thoughts for me. I think tag teams. It's weird, man, because tag teams and everywhere else except in WWE, I think, really get like that time to shine. And then we have like a bunch. Some of our favorite tag teams are all like from the past in WWE, which leads me to believe that it's never like it's the machine. It's always the machine, and I feel like WWE has so much. I mean, they just got Keith Lee and Matt Riddle
and
uh,
Shiri.
yeah, I can't say her
I
name.
can't pronounce your last name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they have like their cup
Tony
running.
Storm.
Yeah, like their cup runneth over with all this amazing talent. And we're on the heel. We had the Evolution reveal for the pay-per-view. So I mean, there's all this space for new program and new product to be put out there. If you can do an NXT UK, you can do a women's pay-per-view. Don't you think if you really want to make all parts of your wrestling entertainment, really stretch that, is like give the tag teams a chance to shine too. You know, if you look at Ring of Honor, you look at New Japan, you look at so many other just companies, and they have their trios belts and your tag team belts. So there is this ability for more than one person to shine, and it gives everybody has something to do in the company.
Yeah.
When it gives everybody something to do. You're not wasting talent, and I think it's easier to just let talent sit on the sideline, but you're you're just losing money. Give these cats something to do and watch the money come in. I think that there is enough. I mean, they have a whole network.
They could literally do a tag team.
They could do a whole tag team, and that's the funny part too. Like New Japan has a whole tag team special that happens as well. I'm looking forward to that. That's something that's cool. They get a big old trophy, tag team trophies, and they get a chance at the title. They get a title shot.
Yeah, NXT.
I mean, and even the Dusty Rhodes Classic.
Yeah.
They have that as a tag team gimmick. You can't tell me they can't find something like that for just the straight up the main roster, do a tag team. Not even just a tournament, but just something that shows that these guys are tag teams and these are your up and coming guys, and it's not everybody just doing a singles match type of deal. I think there's room for that. There's space for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was going to be my last thought, that they should do a tag team pay-per-view or a special event or something to just highlight the tag teams, because they got some really good tag teams in WWE. They just need the spotlight.
Yeah.
I think with proper tag team wrestling, you could actually bring more people to watch it, because tag team matches are nine times out of 10 exciting. You know? So,
oh yeah, no doubt.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna do retro on this. We're gonna actually go into other promotions, a little bit more than just slight blurbs than what we did. We're probably gonna pick a few from each promotion and some indies that are also there. So yeah, stay tuned. Don't forget, comment, subscribe. We are 3 Count Nation.
And we are out of here. Peace.